Welcome to the Lan-Scene. My name is Luci Solis, and I'm the Community Relations and Faith-Based Manager for Mayor Andy Shore in the city of Lansing. We wanted to create a program dedicated to the people, a place to have authentic conversations about inspired stories, opportunities, and resources right here in our city. As someone who spent a portion of my life in poverty, I was able to change my trajectory with the community resources right here in my hometown. I am proof that when we unify, our city can rise together. Well, hello, Capital City. This is Luci with the Lan-Scene. And today we have Myles Johnson, a Lansing native and commissioner for District 5 in the studio. So welcome, Myles.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So why don't we jump into it and you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first and foremost, born and raised in South Lansing. Went to Wexford, Dwight Rich, Sexton High School, graduated class president 2016.
Wow.
And graduated from Bowling Green State University in the fall of 2021 with a degree in advertising and a minor in general business. Wow. Started my own business, done a couple other ventures, and now ran for office for County Commissioner for South Lansing.
That's awesome. What is your business?
Styles by Myles.
Oh.
Yep, Styles by Myles. I sell clothes, cologne, perfume, beanie hats, duffel bags. Yeah.
And I like the name. I like the Styles for Myles. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I like the ring on that. So what made you decide that you wanted to be a commissioner?
Well, when I had graduated from college with a degree in advertising, I was kind of like every other college kid, what's next, right?
Right.
I'm not no like super fanatical dude. Like I didn't have everything planned out. And so I was like, you know what? Let me go back home and just kind of like move from there. And so once I went home, I was at Rydell Park, okay? I'm out there just looking at the park, and I'm like, man, these basketball hoops are the same hoops from when I was a kid. And I was like, if these basketball hoops are the same hoops from when I was a kid, what else hasn't been changed?
Right.
I've been gone for 5.5 years. I feel like ain't nothing happened. So I just decided, like, you know, I need to make a difference in my community. And that was basically like the heart of it. I mean, obviously there's a couple more factors that led into it, but I was like, where can I get more involved in just doing regular communities, not regular, let me not say regular, but, you know, everyday common community service.
Right.
And so how can I be a community servant and not just do the service? And so.
I like that. That's awesome. So, you know, you're from Lansing, you grew up in Lansing, you said, there's some things I want to change, so let me try county commissioner.
Yes.
Let's jump into the commissioner. So what is a commissioner? Like, what is your role? What's a day in the life of a commissioner?
It's a lot more than what I expected, but to say the least, there's 15 of us, okay?
Okay.
First and foremost.
All for Ingham County?
All for Ingham County.
Okay, so and everybody has a district?
Everybody got a district,
okay.
But we all represent the people of Ingham County.
Okay.
That makes sense. So I represent South Lansing. So technically I represent two different municipalities, City of Lansing and Ingham County. Okay. So all of us, we have a $300 million budget that we distribute between 38 different departments. And those departments range from the Sheriff's Department, Economic Development, Animal Control, and even most importantly, the Ingham County Health Department. They do phenomenal work. And that's how we basically operate. And we also can do millages. Are you familiar with the Potter Park millage?
A little bit.
Potter Park Zoo millage? Okay, so either way, they told me when I first became a county commissioner that the Potter Park Zoo millage from Ingham County saved the Potter Park Zoo for staying for the community, basically.
Gotcha.
Because it was almost about to basically be gone.
Oh,
in very simple terms.
And we know Potter Park since we were kids. I mean, field trips there forever.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a budget, there's an amount, and there's 15 commissioners that will utilize this money.
Yes, ma'am.
And so how do you determine where that money goes? How does that process work?
So I'm still learning that, to be completely
I get it. I totally get it.
It's very multi-layered, but from what I've been understanding, basically our controller, he determines the budget. Okay. And we basically okay what he does. Okay. Now, the department heads, so we got the sheriff, you got the Ingham County Health Department head, and the other 38, they come to us with the things that they want, and then we say yes or no. So it's not like we more so go around the community and say, okay, what do y'all want? And then okay that, the department heads tell us what they want. Now, there are things that we can support that the constituents or citizens, whatever they want, We can assist them in some sort of way, but mostly we get most of our, like, what we want for the county budget from the department heads, because that's where most of the dollars go.
Okay. So in the day in the life, so you're covering District 5.
Yes.
Which is just southwest? Like, what are the borders there?
Yeah, so kind of think about, like, we got Churchill Downs. If you're from Lansing, you know Churchill Downs.
Right.
Colonial Village area. Think about the corner of Waverly and Miller. We can go up to Washington and Jolly. Okay. Edgewood and Washington. So like that is like my whole encompass. It's like a big old oddly shaped rectangle.
Oddly shaped rectangle. I like that. Okay. So that is your area. So as a commissioner, you're just out and about. You are at neighborhood events. You're at constituent meetings. You're at party stores, and you're just talking to the people and hearing the needs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's your favorite part about that?
I would say my favorite part about being a county commissioner is that I feel like I really give people hope. I was just in a professional development training over the last weekend, and we were talking about, like, basically letting go of being humble. And I say that in the most humblest way. Like, I'm not Superman or nothing, but, like, I feel like I really give people hope. When they see me in the community, they be like, bro, I really appreciate you for becoming county commissioner. Like, the hood really, like, love that. And so I'll be like, wow, like, you know, I mean, I knew that's what I wanted to do, but to actually hear from somebody's mouth and they like, yo, like, we need you in there, that's
means a lot, doesn't it?
It means a lot.
So it's powerful both ways. And I know that I struggled and I had people that gave me hope. So hope is really powerful. You know,
hope is definitely powerful.
Thank you for doing that. Yes. I know that means a lot. And I'm sure you representing, you know, people that have similar backgrounds as you. And that's got to mean a lot. You know, I'm sure young men see you and they're like, oh, I can be a commissioner.
Yeah.
You know, that gives people hope right there when you see people with the same backgrounds or the same struggles and they see what you do. I mean, I think that's power.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's awesome. What I did it for.
Well, thank you. That's awesome. I appreciate that. So as you are in Southwest Lansing, is there anything that had surprised you? Is there anything you learned? Is there anything you didn't know, like, growing up there?
There was so much that, I mean, I have a long list. I mean, from even me campaigning, right? Okay. But I'm going to start with something simple.
Okay.
When I was campaigning and I'm knocking at all these doors and I see the diversity of South Lansing, everybody think like South Lansing is super black. I'm knocking doors. I see black people, white people, Asian, Mexican, old, young, homeowners though. People that have been there for 50, 60 years, like that haven't left the community. They say South Lansing is all types of bad, but why would somebody live there for 50 years? Like, and then they tell me the history of how it used to be and what it used to be like and why they stay in the community. Like, that touched me.
I bet.
So I would say that was probably like number one most surprising from a knocking doors perspective. And then like actually doing research on the neighborhood, learning that it was a health desert, a food desert, not really having a lot of institutions. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have a single bank within my district. From an institutional level, that's just not good, right? Like, where would people go in my district to bank? They don't have an option. Now, I'm not saying that every district needs a bank, but from a mindset level, it's like I can't even get a debit card within a 1-2 mile radius. Health desert. We don't have a lot of healthy foods around Southlands. We got a whole strip full of fast food. Also, very simple, but I never thought about it. There's not a lot of places to meet. Like, okay, I could go to the library, but that's on Cedar. Like, that's not in my district. So within my district, I try to put on for my district. I tell people to meet me in South Lansing. It's like I always have to tell them to meet me on Cedar. It's just something small I just never thought about. So yeah, having more meeting space would be great.
Is there any challenges that were surprising to you? Oh, that mean you kind of
about District 5 or about being county commissioner?
Both.
Well, I'll start with being county commissioner.
Okay.
I would say the challenge is I didn't expect as much notoriety, being transparent. I'm in the grocery store. They like, yo, you my commissioner, right? Mm-hmm. I got some shorts on, a little raggedy T-shirt. Like, it make me almost feel sometimes self-conscious because, like, I feel like I always got to be on. But then at the same time, I just be thinking, like, they regular people, too. I'm still a person. I'm still Myles when I walk out the house, so.
So you're relatable.
Relatable, yeah. I was like, I look at it as being relatable, not trying to, like, put on the front all the time. But it is a challenge sometimes because it just be catching me off guard. Like, I just be walking around, going to Cutie, grab some ice cream. Next thing I know, I run into a 30-minute conversation. But it's all good.
That sounds wonderful, though.
Yeah. It's a gift and a curse, to say the least. Mm-hmm. And then as far as like District 5, it's a challenge telling people that I don't represent directly the city of Lansing. Because they be like, yo, what you going to do for the streets? Those streets in my district are not county roads. So technically, I cannot fix them.
But what's awesome, though, what we come across and we partner together is you and I, me working for the city, have had conversations to help people and to get them to the right resources. Right. So what a wonderful partnership, you know, because you may find out something that I don't know, or me and vice versa, and we've helped each other. And I think that's just a great partnership to have with the county and the city. Yeah.
So actually, so having people like you, Adam Hussein, and other city officials that really help me out with city issues would be great.
You work hard. Thank you. Lansing means so much to me. I know it does to you as well.
Yeah, it does. For sure.
So the commissioners hold any type, like the council holds meetings.
Yes.
Do you guys host meetings as well?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about that and how people can be involved with that.
So you could look up, anybody could look up the meetings on the Ingham County website. It's ingham.org. Mm-hmm. But we usually meet on Tuesdays for our board meetings, which are in Mason. Okay. 6:30 p.m. If that's kind of far, you can always come to our committee meetings. So we got 4 committees. We got Finance, County Services, Law and Courts, and Human Services Committee. And so those are throughout the week. It just depends on what committee you want to go to, but they're all Monday through Thursday. Mm-hmm. They're not every week, especially during the summer. We kind of cut down on our meetings, but those usually start at 6:30, and literally right there at the Health and Human Services building, the Ingham County Health and Human Services. On Cedar. Mm-hmm. So right around the corner from my district. So if you ever want to get involved and learn more, there are public meetings. So I try to tell people to come to those meetings, even the subcommittee meetings, because there's a lot of information and decisions being made in those meetings. Because by the time you hear about them on the board, it's time to approve them. Right. So if you're like there at the committee meetings, you can at least talk to county commissioners and get a little bit more information, grab an agenda, learn more about the issue or what's about to be approved at the board meeting.
Is there an opportunity for people to come to have public comment? That's awesome.
Every meeting, public comment at the start and end, even on the committee meetings, which I think is great.
And are they all in person?
All in person.
All in person. I didn't know if they were streaming or they're all in person.
They do both.
Oh, they do both. Okay,
so for our committee meetings and our major board meeting, they both are on Zoom and in person.
That's awesome. And that helps so many people because a lot of people can't make. Yeah. Due to children or work schedules or whatever. So thank you. That's awesome. I give a shout out to Ingham County for that because I hear a lot about that. I just have a couple more questions. So for the young people who see you and they may be listening and inspire, what advice would you give them, to be in your position or to grow?
Man, I would say start young. Mm-hmm. I would say if you have an idea, if you want to get into activism, if you want to get into politics, if you want to get involved in your community, more than just being on the block it's great to be in the streets. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people don't do that. Mm-hmm. So that's great. But I'm saying to take it to that next level and make financial decisions for your community and have a say-so in that, because they're going to happen regardless of whether you're there or not.
Mm-hmm. Very, very well said. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, you might as well start now.
And there's so many ways, right? You and I partner in all the City of Lansing's mobile food pantry.
Yeah, something simple as that.
Right, and we have conversations with people, and we're learning, and not only that, we are feeding people in need, which I've been there and had to go to food
How many
pantries.
families did we feed last time? It was like over 300.
Over
right?
300. Over 300 families. That's powerful.
Powerful.
And so many people came together for that.
I would say back to your original question as far as like not knowing about South Lansing, like doing those mobile food pantries. I used to do them before. I remember seeing you before I ran for county commissioner.
Yeah.
And then I
I've been
didn't
doing
even
them
know.
for years.
I didn't even know how many families we were feeding. I'm just out there like, who need it? And then, you know, just to learn like, wow, that many people in South Lansing need that amount of food. It's crazy to me.
It's powerful. And just for the folks out there to know that they are the third Saturday of every month at 9 a.m. and they rotate throughout the city. And the information is either at the Greater Lansing Food Bank Facebook or the City of Lansing. Just a side note there. So, okay. So thank you for that, for sharing the inspiration. So if people wanted to connect with you, what is your contact information?
I mean, they can always contact me on Facebook, Myles Johnson, or Instagram, Commissioner Myles. Straight out, no underscores, nothing, just Commissioner Myles.
And I'm on the website. Is there like an email for you, Ingham County?
Yeah, so you can email me at mjohnson@ingham.org. Again, mjohnson@ingham.org if you want to contact me or get some more information.
Awesome. All right. Well, I really, really appreciate you coming here. I really, really do. And thank you for all that you do to help our town. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to the Lan-Scene. Music for the Lan-Scene provided by Joystack. For more information, go to joystack.org. To listen to this episode and others on demand, visit lcconnect.org. If you have a story to share or would like to be a guest on the show, let me know. I'm Luci, and thanks once again, Capital City. It means so much to me to have the support of our community. Remember, when unified, our city and its people can rise together.